now live. Lovely. So I'm usually sitting here going, oh, what is there? And then it tapes. So what I'll do is I'll show you my room. This is my room that I'm now doing it my conservatory. Someone coming on. I need to tell you my friends. My conservatory, which I've bought this in Spain. My chakras thingy for €10. Very nice and cheap. And then my two things from off my mantelpiece that I brought in to make my room look nicer. And then my bookshelf. I've hid my telly. So, I've got some people. Hiya, Gary. Well, I know it's probably late. Sharon. Hello, love. Hi, Auntie Sue. Hiya, Marie. So, I normally do, on a Tuesday night, I do a family yoga session. So, we have a lot of kids in. And so, hopefully you've got some kids there and they can join in as well. Because I am going to, it is a fun session. And some days, thank you. Some days we just kind of make it up as we go along, and we throw a dice. So we'll sometimes just roll out the dice and see whatever comes up, and that'll be our programme. I have actually written a programme, but this one I've had for ages. Who have got? Hi, Alex. Is Bo with you? Is Bo with you? Give a wave if Bo's with you. Bo's one of my girl, that young girl that comes to the class. She's brilliant, she's my faves. And I've told the other ladies if they can bring their kids as well. So we might get a few kids, but it's just me. So, before we start the class, just make sure that you've got enough room, that you're not going to kick or hit anything, and that you haven't got any high blood pressure problems, any disc problems, anything really too bad, that you can get down on the floor. You've got no knee problems either, because we're going to be on our knees as well. We are going to be on our knees, but if you need to, grab yourself a pillow or a blanket so that you can put your knees underneath, and it'll just give you a little bit, a bit of padding, especially if you're on a hard floor. Otherwise, you're okay. If you've got two mats, then you'll double your mats over. Yeah, so that's all I need to make sure that you're okay and you're safe to do everything. Everybody's all right. Hiya, Kathy. Hiya, Alex. Oh, Alex, yes, that means Bo's there. Hiya, Claire. I've got no one on thingy yet, but never mind. Someone will probably jump in soon. So what we're going to do is sit and cross legs if you can. If you find that it's too much, you can always stick a blanket, a cushion underneath the knees to keep them down. You can always do just one leg if you prefer as well. So we're just going to sit in this position, try and bring ourselves nice and straight. And we're just going to start working our neck. So as we breathe out, we're going to tuck the chin down. And as we breathe in, we're going to bring the head back. So I'll turn to the side. So it's just breathing out and breathing in. And if you can, try and breathe in and out through the nose. If you only breathe in through the nose, that's fine. And then breathe out through the mouth if you have to. So breathing in, lift it. And breathing out, bringing it down. And with this, we're starting to work all them joints into the neck. Stretching the front of the throat. And then also the back as well. And just moving the head as it would do in normal life. And then we're bringing it back to centre. So we're going to tuck the chin in, and we're just going to tick-tock the head from side to side. Now it's a very small breath. You wouldn't even think about breathing in. You just breathe out. Ooh. Hiya, Glenn. Who else have I got? Oh, hiya, Melita. So just keep turning your heads. Hiya, Tracy. Hiya, Jean. So, you're just tick-tocking the head side to side. But just a tiny little breath through the nose. Then we're going to bring it back to centre. We're going to do the same thing by just looking over the shoulder. And again, tiny little breath. And with this, we're starting to work all the neck muscles, everything that holds our head in place. Now, these are just normal movements that we do in everyday life. So everybody can do them. And you can do them sitting in a chair as well. And then we're going to bring it back to centre. So we're going to change our feet position. So again, if you've got one leg out, then change it over, bring it in. For anyone that's joining, for anyone that can't get to the floor, sit on a chair, have a watch. You don't have to join in if you can't, especially if you've got high blood pressure or back problems. So we're going to bring our hands to the floor. We're going to tuck our chin in, and as we breathe out, we're going to let our body go forward. As we breathe in, we're going to come back up again. I'll show you from the side. Taking the hands, breathing out, let the head go down. Breathe in, lift the head up. Now we're going to do 2 more. And then bring the body back up, hold it here. So let's swap our legs over. The whole time we're doing this, we're starting to work the knees and work them inner thighs. So this time we're going to bring the arms up. And as we breathe out, we're reaching over. We're breathing in, we're lifting the other arm, and we're breathing out as we take it to the other side. Breathing in and breathing out. And with this, you'll start to feel that stretch right through the sides. Again, if you're sitting on a chair, you might be able to do this as well. Just be careful that if you've got any arms on the side of the chair, or that you don't fall off the chair if it's got no arms. And we're going to do 2 more. And our last one. And bring it back up. So again, we're going to swap them legs. Now we're going to turn to the side. So we're going to breathe in, lift our arms up. And as we breathe out, we're bringing one round opposite the leg and the other one round the back. If you can get it onto your thigh, bring it there. If not, then just going into the base by your bum. That'll do. So, we're going to breathe in and go towards the right first. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out, take it round the other side. Breathing in. And breathing out. And with this, you're starting to work right through the waist. But again, you'll still feel it pulling through the hips, through the knees. And then we're going to bring it back to the centre. Okay, lovely. So if we bring that front leg around to the side and we're coming up onto our knees. Like I said, if you need to, grab something and put it underneath. It can be a blanket, or if you've got a cushion, anything you've got in your house will do. Put it under the knees just to protect the kneecaps. We're going to take it into a bit of a movement with our, I forgot where I was going now. Working our legs. So, sorry, if we sit ourselves down, I've done the wrong one first. So I'm going to do the outside of our leg. If we bring our feet up, so we're on our bottom, you're going to flex your foot and place it on your knee.
From there, you're sliding the foot in as much as you can. And if you can, you're sliding then your bum in towards your foot so that you're pushing your knee out to the side. This is called a figure of four because that's what you look like, a figure of four. So you're pushing your body towards your knee, bringing that foot in and pushing the body in as well. And hold it there. Then we're going to bring it down. Again, slide the foot away if you need to. Flex your foot, place it on the knee, and then walk that foot in a bit more. Lift your body up and push yourself in towards the knee. And then release. So we're going to do one more on each side. So again, move the foot away, flex the foot, bring it up, and then move that foot in. Get the body up nice and straight, use the hands, push the body towards the foot, and you'll feel it right into this thigh here. And then bringing it down. Last one. Flex, bring it up, slide the foot in, stretch the body up, push the body forward. And release. I remembered what I was going to do then. So we are going onto our knees. Had a brain freeze, sorry. Bringing yourself to your knees. Now making sure again that your knees are in line with your hips and that your hands are in line with your shoulders. Now you need to bring your elbows so that they're facing forward. So they shouldn't be sticking out this way, and we don't want our head to drop down. You want to roll your arms back, open your fingers and push the hands forward so that it pulls you right back. Hiya, Michael. Now, we're going to go into what is called tiger. So from here, you're going to lift your left foot off the floor, but you're keeping it in line with your hip. You're going to bring it down and you're just going to lift it back up so that it's in line with the hip. Now, if that feels okay, you can then take it a little bit harder. So when you take the left foot out, you can take the right hand out. As long as you're not moving, then you can start to bring the hand down, and as you breathe in, lift them back up. Take them down as you're breathing out and lift them up as you're breathing in. Look towards the floor. So this is tiger. Now we're going to take it and change legs. And then I'll get you to do tiger bow on the next one. So again, if I change this way so that it's easy to see my leg and keep my hips. So we're going to take the right foot out. And again, as long as you don't feel too wobbly, as long as you're not moving all over the place, you can take the left hand out. Bring them to the floor, so look into the floor. Breathe in, lift, and breathe out. Bring it down. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, bring it down. And we're going to do one more. And bring it down. Lovely. So now we're going to take it into tiger bow, which gives a nice stretch through the back. Opens up, takes us back in the opposite direction. If you can't find your foot, don't worry. Don't wiggle around trying to find it. You'll see what I mean in a second. So before you do this, have a watch. You're going to, again, taking out the left foot, taking out the right hand. You're lifting them, taking them down, taking them up. Then you're bending the knee in, reaching the hand back, grabbing hold of the foot, but still look into the floor. Breathe in to lift the foot up. You can then look up and away. But if you wiggle at any time, then bring it down. When you let go, make sure that you control the knee coming back down to the floor. You don't just let it drop. Okay? So, let's have a go. So like I said, don't worry if you can't catch the foot. If it's up there and just reach back and you can't find it, just leave it. Don't worry. Okay? Don't worry. It'll come to you eventually. So, let's take it out. So let's take that left foot out and the right arm out. Bring them down to the floor. Breathe in, lift, bend the knee in, reach the hand back, and from there push the foot up, look up if you can as you're breathing in. And then breathing out, bring them down. Let's try the other side. So taking the right foot out, taking the left arm out, bring them down to the floor, breathing in, lift, and reach back. Breathe in, lift up. Lift that head if you can, as long as you're not wobbling around. And then release and bring it down. Push back to child. Let your head relax. Now, if your head doesn't touch the floor, get one of your hands, place it underneath so that the head relaxes as well, because we've been lifting it backwards. And then you're going to bring yourself back up. So, we've worked all the body, got everything nice and loose and flexed and all around here. We're now going to take it up and warm ourselves up a little bit. So we're going into a kind of sun sal, but on our knees. So again, if you need to have that knees, still don't keep them knee things underneath. Now with this, if you want to make the noises, you can. I will. And any children that's there, please feel free to bark, to meow, to moo, and I forgot what the other one is, but I'll remember whilst I'm doing it. Oh, snake, hiss. So there's the two, the three, four. So with this, we're going into cow first. So you're tilting your pelvis up in the air, pushing your chest to the floor, pulling the shoulders back. Remember the thing with the arms, so that the front of the arms are facing forward, not backwards. And we're looking up. And we can moo here. Moo. Then we're going to take it into cat. So we're tilting the pelvis up. We're curling the back up, tucking the head in as if we're a frightened cat. Pushing with the fingers. We can meow, we can hiss as if we're a frightened cat. We're then going to tuck our toes and then we're going to lift our knees and push back into the stretching down dog. And again, you can waffle or you can like a nice stretching dog. We're coming from here back to our knees. We're going to bring our chest to the floor, leaving our bum in the air. And then we're going to stretch out and lift up, shoulders pulling back into a cobra. And we can hiss. And then from there, we're going to push back to a child. So I'm going to do it from the front. And we're going to think about our shoulders as well the whole time. And again, I'll go through some points as we're doing this. So, we're going to drop the stomach towards the floor, bring the shoulders back, push them arms, elbows to the front, look up and remove. Use that chin, feel that stretch right through the front of the jaw. So now we're going to take it in the opposite direction. We're going to, thank you very much, we're going to tilt our pelvis, tuck ourselves in, let our head drop, push from our hands. You should feel the lift off our knees, and we or meow. Then we're tucking our toes, we're lifting up, we're pushing back, and we're coming up and down. Bend, keep that bum in the air, slide out, shoulders back, into cobra. Push back to child. Okay, so we're going to go through this 3 more times, okay? Just breathe. If you want to make the noises, it's up to you. Here we go. So, we're moo. We're and we're take it back. Here we go. 2 more. Woo. And our last one. Moo. And relax. When you're ready, bring yourself back up onto your bottom. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I looked crap doing it as well. Okay, so let's get into some nice deep stretches. So we're going to bring our left foot in towards our leg. Now again, if you find that this is too much, you can always get something, stick it underneath to protect that knee while you're doing it. If all fails, take it out, have nothing to do with it, stick it to the side. Okay? So it's up to you what you do with it. If you can get it in, your leg, your foot's got this perfect bridge part here, which fits perfectly underneath your thigh. Now this is called chin below knee. So basically it wants you to get your chin past your knee. Eventually. You don't have to force yourself into it. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself going there. So with it, you're breathing in, lifting the arms, breathing out, bringing the arms down and placing them anywhere on the leg. Doesn't have to be the foot, anywhere on the leg, that you can get your shoulders back and down. Pull your shoulder blades together. Stick your chest out. Stick your chin out. Breathe out and bend the elbows. Then, like I said, if you close your eyes and just breathe through the nose and out through the mouth and just let the body relax. Now, what you don't want is your back to start curling. You want to keep your shoulder blades pulling back. Keep them pulling back and they'll keep the lower part of the spine nice and straight. Breathing in, breathing out. And then bring it back up. So we're going to change legs. So bringing it in, flex the foot, pull them toes back as much as you can, and you'll kind of feel the knee lift off the floor. Again, that's fine. So we're breathing in, we're lifting up, we're breathing out, we're bringing our hands, we're placing them anywhere on our legs that feels comfortable. We're bringing them shoulder blades back towards each other. We're sticking our chin out, and we're breathing out and bending our elbows. And then we're breathing in to come back up. So we're going to swap again. Always better the second time. So again, bringing it in. Now, you can keep the leg here. Some people, especially, like I said, if you've got knee problems, don't do the next bit. If you wanted, you could bring that foot to the back so that it's going in this direction. But you don't want the foot sticking out there. You want it sitting down. You can lift and slide the leg and flick it out in that direction, but you don't have to. If you want, you can always just bring it back to where it was. Nobody's watching, so you can just say to everybody, yes, I did the second bit, but you don't have to. So breathe in, lift up, and breathe out, reaching forward, grab hold of the leg, pull the toes back, try and get that knee, that chin past the knee. Closing the eyes. And then bringing it back up again. So let's change legs. So keeping that one out. Bringing either the leg behind or the leg in. Flexing the foot. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, reach down. Pull them shoulders back. Pull the toe back. Breathing out, bending the knee. And then bringing it back up. Lovely. So we're going to take the leg out. So we're bringing that foot back in again. Now this time we're going to move that leg out to the side. So you're going to pick it up and take it out to the side away from you. Again, it doesn't matter how far it goes. And again, if this one doesn't want to come in, you can just put that one out to the side. You can leave it there. You can leave it to the front as long as one's slightly out. So it doesn't matter what happens with this leg. Flexing the foot again, place your hand on your leg, bring your shoulders back. Bring your thumb down and bring it behind your back. If you can grab your trousers, grab your trousers. If you can't, you don't worry about it. You're going to then look at your shoulder and pull your elbow back and then look up and breathe. And as you want, you can use that hand that's on the leg, that every time you breathe out, you're pulling, but you're still looking up. And then bringing it back up again. So we're going to change sides. Bring the foot in, change sides. Take that leg, see if you can swing it out as far as you can. Place the hand on the leg, take the other one, thumb down, behind your back. And if you can, grab here, otherwise just leave it behind your back, it doesn't really matter. You're going to turn and you're going to look at your shoulder and then look up. And this encourages you to keep this area open instead of just sort of look in here. You're going to lift and open it. But if it feels too much, look forward, but don't let your head drop to the side. Make sure you're controlling with that neck. So again, breathing out, use the hand on the leg to pull you down. So every time you're breathing out, you're pulling down. And the aim again is to get the ear this time past your knee. But it doesn't matter if you can't get there. And bringing it back up. So we're going to change sides. This time we might well bring in our arms as well. If you've got shoulder problems, leave them out. So if the shoulder hurts, don't bring that in. Again, if you wanted, you could turn that foot in that direction, but I'll keep it this way, just so I'm keeping it this way for a change. I'll move it on as we get a few weeks down the line. Hopefully we're not here for that luck. So breathe in, lift up. Stretch the arm up this time. You're still turning back. You're still doing that twist back, that look up. You're still pulling with the arm. The idea is to try and get your fingers to grab your toe. But you want to look from the front of your hand. You don't want to be looking at the back of your arm. So you're always looking from the front. Breathing out as you're going down. And then breathing in, bringing it back up. So let's change sides. Take the foot out to the side. Place the hand down. Lift the other arm up, keep it behind, look up towards the ceiling from the side, breathing out, reaching over. And then bringing it all the way back up. Lovely. From here, we're going to take the 2 feet together, but then we're going to take them out to the side. Now with your bum, you're going to try and lift your bum and you're swinging the pelvis backwards and forwards. And I'll show you from the side. Sometimes there's not much movement. So you're tilting the pelvis back and forward. But you want to tilt it back as far as it can go and put it down. If it won't go very far, you can always bring a block in, stick the block underneath your bum and let yourself drop forward, and it'll kind of encourage that spine to move back a little bit. Or the same thing with a cushion. Stick a cushion just underneath your bum and let it fall forward. It'll help to bring that bum into the right position. So, let me make sure my bum's in the right position. From there, making sure that your toes are facing forward. Lift your arms up, pull your shoulders back and down, and you're just going to reach forward and breathe out. As you come back, breathe in. So breathing out, pull the belly muscles in and breathe in. And let's do 2 more. Now with these, you'll feel this working right through the inner parts of your thighs. And bring it back up. So we're going to stretch the front of the thighs now. So bringing them legs together, bring them in toward you. And again, we're bringing ourselves onto our knees. With your hands and knees, you're going to bring your right foot through your hands. Then you're going to bring your hands onto the inside of your knee. And you might find you need to move that over. With the back leg, slide it back a little bit. But then you're going to tuck the leg in, keeping the hips low. You're going to push the knee towards the ceiling. So you're just lifting that knee off the floor. And the minute you do it, you'll feel that stretch right through there. So you're just letting the hips bounce down. And then we're bringing it down. So we're going to change sides. So again, bringing the foot through the hands, place the hands down. And take the foot out if we need to. Keep the hips pushing towards the floor, but tuck the toe and push the back of the knee. So you don't want to push back with your bum. You just imagine pushing the back of the knee towards the ceiling. And it'll lift, but it'll keep the bottom down. It's a lovely stretch right for the legs. And we're going to bring it down. So we're going to change sides. Now this time we're going to move. If you want, you can keep the knee down this time. So I'm going to bring my foot forward. Take my hands to the back. If you want, you can keep the knee down. You don't have to lift up. If you want to, again, doing the same thing, lifting. You're going to lift your, if it's your left leg, it's your left arm's going to come up, and you're going to lift towards the ceiling. And just holding for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to bring it back down again. So I'm going to change sides. Bringing the foot forward, hands on the inside. If you want to, tuck that toe, lift the hip, still dropping down. So we're leaving the left hand on the floor, we're turning towards the right. We're breathing in and reaching behind. And then bringing it down. So we're going to move the leg. So the same thing, but I'm keeping staying here so you can see what I'm going to do with this leg now. We're bringing it forward. Again, you can keep the knee down, you can lift it up. Again, it's however you feel. We're again doing whatever we feel with that back leg. We want to lift it, lift it. We're turning towards that left leg, and then we're moving the foot so that we're going onto the outside of the foot, the little toes going down. And you're going to give the leg a little push and have a look over your shoulder. And we're bringing it back down again. So let's change sides. Last time for this. So we're bringing it forward. We're taking that leg back. If we want to, we lift it up, or I'll leave it down this time so that you know you can leave it down. It makes no difference. From here, you're pushing the leg so the leg comes over onto its side. It drops out the heel, but then you're giving a little push and having a look down the back. And then bringing it back in. So bring yourself down onto the floor. We're bringing ourselves down here. We're going to take it into Sphinx so that we're working the upper part of our body. If you bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and bring your hands down. Now with your fingers, you're pushing mainly with these parts of the fingers and around this area here. These parts are pushing down, but they won't push too much. And you're trying to make a hole or an area that's lifted in this part so that it's making an arch. Keeping your fingers down, you're going to let your head drop down at first, and then you're going to let your head come all the way up and out. Then you're going to imagine that you're sliding your elbows towards your hips and you're pushing your chest forward. Lift your chin up, stick your chin out, give yourself a bit of a bruising. Now, if you wanted, you could work the neck muscles really nice by moving them side to side. So, and there you're just kind of going up. And then we're coming down. So we're going to go back into this again, but we're going to bring them legs in as well. But turn this way. Hopefully you can see my legs. Yeah, you can. Now, I haven't got into it yet. What you're doing with your legs is you're pushing into the top of your foot so that your knee comes off the floor. So that you're working the front of the body as well, the whole way down. But you're keeping your hips down. You're not rolling over like I just done. You're keeping your hips down, but you're trying to lift the knees off the floor by pushing down into the top. So you're not pushing into the tiptoes. You've got the foot flat and you're pushing down with the top of the foot. So again, I'm going to come round, and that's what you're doing with the bottom of the body. But you obviously can't see it from this position. So, hands down, slide the arms back, lift the chin up and out, push the hip bone in, lift the chin up, lift the knees off the floor. Slide them arms as if they're going back towards the hips. Give yourself a bruising. and then bring yourself back down. So I'm going to get you to roll over onto your back so that we can do a stomach exercise. So if I roll this way, now this you can do one-legged or two-legged. Any pain in your spine, you stop straight away. You're going to start, if I start one leg, you're going to slide the foot in towards your body, lift it up in the air, and then bringing it down. So if you're doing the two, you bring the two legs in, you're breathing out, and then you're going to breathe in as you're bringing it down. So we'll do 10, or if you're doing single, 5 and 5. So bringing it in, breathing out, and breathing. Now counting's rubbish, so count yourself. I should really count, shouldn't I? So I think that's 10. But as I said, my counting is totally rubbish. Now, when we go one way, we have to go the other way. So with this one, you're bringing, again, I'll do it single, you can do it single or double. You're bringing the foot up, you're bending the knee down, so the little toes go into the floor, and you're running the foot along the floor. So with the two of them, you're lifting up, you're breathing out, and then you're breathing in. So again, 5 on one each leg or 10 in total. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and our last one, 10. And if you want to, you can bring the legs in towards your belly. And then we're going to sit up. So I'm going to bring you into playing. We can do tabletop first, and this works your shoulders as a nice strengthening pose. It's quite good, it's quite funny. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So if you start off with your feet in line with your hips, so sort of about there, your hands underneath your shoulders. Now your fingers can be in any direction. It's more to do with where your wrists are, your elbows, your shoulders, more than anything else. So with this, you're trying to lift your bum off the floor, shoulders pulling back, chucking the chin in. Don't let the head drop back. Make sure you're controlling it. And you're pushing your hips towards the ceiling. And then bring yourself down. So then we're going to try and move the feet out. So I'll do it from this position so that you can see the feet coming down. So you're lifting up. You're bringing the foot out, placing it flat down. Then the other foot if you can. Don't let the hips drop. Keep pushing the hips towards the ceiling, pulling the shoulders back, pulling the chest in. And then we're bringing it down. So from here, I'm just going to get you to come forward and let your body drop down. And you'll feel this pull through the back of the legs. That one kind of works them hands. So then we're coming back up. We're going to bring them hands round again. So if we want, we can start with our feet bent, lifting up, lifting the chest, pulling the shoulders back, tucking the chin in, stepping the foot out, trying to push the toes down, bringing the other foot, lift them hips up. Hold it there, pull that chest back. And then bringing it down. Sit yourself up. Bring your hands onto your legs, shoulders back. Let your body come forward. And then bringing it back. Now I'll bring you into our last one, which is lion. Now for this, we all need somewhere where we can go, a safe place where we can go and scream. And so this is your chance to have a good scream, to think about all the things that's going on at the moment, and you need to grab hold of it and you pull it in and then you let it all out. I will show you what I mean. So you imagine anything that's annoying you. So coronavirus, grab it in your hand and you get it nice and tight in there. And then you pull it into your wrist and then you squeeze it in towards your shoulders. You pull it up in towards your ears and your neck. Then you screw up your face as tight as you can. And then when you're really ready and you just think, I just can't take this anymore, you... and you just let it all out. So, I give you the challenge in your house, your kitchen, wherever you seem to be sitting when you're watching this. It's part of yoga. So if anyone strange looks, you just go, oh, it's yoga. Take no notice. So, anything. It doesn't have to be coronavirus. It can be poll tax. It can be anything that you want. Anything that's really annoying you. I want you to grab it in your hands. Really pull it in. Then squeeze it. Have it there in your thoughts. Tighten up everything. Pull everything in. Pull them shoulders up, screw that face up. When you're ready, let it go! Now, doesn't that feel better? Probably getting some lost people going, oh my gosh, what, she's gone mad. But letting go and having a good scream is sometimes what we need. Especially in this day where just everything is just a bit mad at the moment. Everything you see is making you feel a little bit scared, a little bit nervous. And so you just sometimes have to let it out. You need to have a scream. And if you're given the right place and told that, yes, I can, I'm going into the kitchen, I'm doing a bit of yoga, and you just sit there and you say, I'm doing lion, so take no notice of me. And let it all out. Get it all out of you. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. So before we run out of time, I'm going to just get you to do some just gentle stretch down just to relax before we finish off. So if we bring ourselves onto our bums, we're going to bring our right leg over the top and we're putting our foot flat on the floor. Now this leg, you can leave it here and it's perfectly fine where it is. If you can, you kind of tuck it behind you. Now you don't want it to be, your bum cheek to be on the foot. Pull it out so that it drops down. Even if it's up, if gravity will let it push down. If your foot's there, then it'll just stay there constantly. So even if it feels a bit weird, it'll drop down eventually. So if it's your right leg, you're going to grab hold of it with your left hand. And then you're going to try and bring your right hand to anywhere sort of round by the edge of your bum. You're going to use your hand to lift you up. And as you breathe out, you're looking over your right shoulder. And you're just holding it here. If you want, you can move that hand to round by your leg. And then we're bringing it back to centre. So if we take that bottom leg out first, if you've moved it, and that way it makes it easy to remember which leg we had up in the air, so you can just swap the legs over. If you take them both out at the same time, you think, oh, I can't remember which leg I had up. So again, if that wants to stay there, you leave it there. You can still do the same thing with that leg flat down. If you want to, you kick it underneath. So whatever leg's up, it's the opposite hand that grabs it. You can have the hand there if you prefer, if you want. If it's there, then eventually it goes through the leg. And then eventually you can grab your hand round here. But that'll do for now. Bring your hand down by your bum. Push yourself up nice and straight. Turn and have a look over your left shoulder. And then bring yourself back round. Bring your legs over, take them down, and from here, if you just keeping your shoulders back, let your body drop forward. So from there, keeping the shoulders down, again, go in here, keep the shoulders pulling back, let yourself drop forward. And then bring yourself back up. We'll just do a little breathing to relax us down. So with our breathing, if we think about our nose, breathe in through the nose, and if you can, out through the nose. And if we think about our belly here, as you breathe out, your stomach muscles will come in, everything will fall in. As you breathe in, everything comes back out again. It's just as if you were blowing a balloon up. So if you want, you can place your hands on your sides of your belly or the front of your belly, your chest, the sides, anywhere you want. And you just want to feel, as you breathe out, everything fall down. Then as you breathe in through your nose, you want to see the belly first, comes out, and then the chest comes out. Everything, as you breathe out, everything goes down. So what I want you just to work on, if you can, I'll do some breathing over the weekend. I might put it up tomorrow. But the breathing, just trying to feel that breath coming in and out. Watch your shoulders. Make sure that your shoulders are not lifting up and down, that they're staying down. But just trying to get the air into there. And what that does is it stops your brain from having all these mad thoughts that come in and start blah in your head constantly. So try and think about the breathing. Now, we should breathe in anywhere between 8 and 12 times per minute. That's breath in, breath out is one breath. So 8 to 12 of those in 1 minute, so that you're filling the whole of the lungs. And you want to make sure that you're filling and getting right down to the bottom of the lungs, which is that area there where it pushes in and out. So that we make sure that we use the whole of the lungs, and that way we don't lose it. I think I'm going to start losing yours in a few minutes. So I'm going to finish for the change without me just running out myself. So thank you very much. Let me have a look and see who's come. Excuse my nostrils. Hi, Anita and Sam, Michelle Martin, Anthony, Ty, Aya, Michael, Marigold, Zeke, Glennis, lovely. And then who we got on it? Oh, we've got everybody watching. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Roisin and Keely. Oh, Dean, hello. Oh, Caroline. Oh, hiya, Kaz. Okay, right. I'm going to have to go before it ends and it just runs out and does a mad one for me. So thank you for joining me. Tomorrow I'm doing a 10 o'clock one, which is an adapted. I tried to do on Tuesday and adapted to my normal class, but it didn't work. I couldn't adapt at the same time because I don't know who's there. So it's an adapted class. So it'll be a little bit easier. And I'll do some stuff on the chair, but there might be some stuff on the floor as well. But I'll show you how to get up and down off the floor, things like that. But it's, again, just think about if you've got back problems or blood pressure problems, I will sort of mention them, but just listen to your own body. Then tomorrow evening, 7:30, sorry, it'll be the one that I normally do at Pure Gym, which is a freestyle fitness. So it's faster, a little bit more moving. I'll keep that the same, but the rest I always change because I get bored. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you and give me some feedback. I'll be online, if you like, for the next hour. So if anybody wants to chat, they can have a chat with me. Thank you very much. Take care. Mwah, mwah. Love you all. Bye-bye.